The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution. We are all like the bright moon. We still have our darker side. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. Beauty is not in the face, but a light in the heart. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Knowledge cultivates your seeds, and does not sow in you seeds. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your mind. The appearance of things changes according to the emotions, and thus we see magic and beauty in them, while the magic and beauty are really in ourselves. We are all prisoners of our own device, and so we set ourselves free. The optimist sees the rose and not its thorns. The pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious to the rose. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth, you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Generosity is giving more than you can, and pride is taking less than you need. Life is a journey, and if you fall in love with the journey, you will be in love forever. It takes a minute to have a crush on someone, an hour to like someone, and a day to love someone, but it takes a lifetime to forget someone. If your heart is a volcano, how shall you expect flowers to bloom? In the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. Time has been transformed, and we have changed. It has advanced and set us in motion. It has unveiled its face, inspiring us with bewilderment and exhilaration. If you love somebody, let them go, for if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they never were. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. Beauty is not a need but an ecstasy. It is not a mouth thirsting nor an empty hand stretched forth, but rather a heart inflamed and a soul enchanted. To be able to look back upon one's past life with satisfaction is to live twice. To belittle, you have to be little. I have learned that every sorrow we feel only increases our capacity to feel joy. The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. If you reveal your secrets to the wind, you should not blame the wind for revealing them to the trees. The true wealth of a nation lies not in its gold or silver but in its learning, wisdom, and in the uprightness of its sons. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. Life is an island in an ocean of loneliness, an island whose rocks are hopes, whose trees are dreams, whose flowers are solitude, and whose brooks are thirst. Exaggeration is truth that has lost its temper. He who would understand a woman must first ask her father and then her mother. We often rob ourselves of the small joys, while waiting for the big ones. One's destination is never a place, but rather a new way of looking at things. In the sweetness of friendship let there be laughter, and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. If you cannot work with love but only with distaste, it is better that you should leave your work. You may forget with whom you laughed, but you will never forget with whom you wept. Your living is determined, not so much by what life brings to you as by the attitude you bring to life, not so much by what happens to you as by the way your mind looks at what happens. We are all prisoners, but some of us are in cells with windows, and some without. Love one another, but make not a bond of love, let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. I have learned silence from the talkative, toleration from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind, yet, strange, I am ungrateful to those teachers. I prefer to be a dreamer among the humblest, with visions to be realized, than lord among those without dreams and desires.